Good afternoon, one and all present here. Today my topic is redefine choices. So in this topic, I'd like to speak about various kind of pressures we face from our elders of our family and society, and what choices we can make. And so what I have done is I've broken down my speech into a few parts, where I'll be speaking about few examples of my life. तो इस स्पीच को मैं कुछ पार्ट में डिवाइड किया हूँ, जहाँ पे मैं अपने बारे में कुछ एग्जांपल्स बताऊँगा कि मेरे लाइफ में क्या हुआ, क्या करता था पहले, एंड व्हाट आई वाज आस्क्ड टू डू, उसके बाद मैंने क्या किया, एंड देन उससे कंक्लूजन क्या निकलता है। उसके बाद स्लाइटली आई टॉक अबाउट पेरेंटिंग, कैसे पेरेंटिंग कर सकते हैं विथ जस्ट अ फ्यू लाइन्स, एंड अबाउट करियर गोल्स, and also about what focus is. So starting with few of my examples is that few years back, when I was young, in my house everyone used to ask me to pray. I used to be very casual about namaz. So in my house, elders of my family, they always asked me to pray namaz, like panch waqt ka padho and all that they used to tell. So few years back, my birthday was approaching and I was sitting alone, and I just thought that from tomorrow onwards I'll start praying namaz. And then what happened was the next day I prayed 5 times in namaz, and I did this for I think 30 to 40 days. Jab I did it for 30 to 40 days, it became part of my life. And after that, when I missed a namaz, I felt that I am losing out my peace. मेरे सुकून चले आता था. Like especially even today, if it happens that agar fajr ka namaz, if I miss it, I don't find myself at peace that day. So this was one thing. This was my first example. Second example is that I used to be again very casual about reading Quran. कुरान जब भी पढ़ता था तो घर में मेरे बड़े भाई बहन बोला करते थे कि रीड इट विद ट्रांसलेशन, तुम उससे मीनिंग समझोगे कि what Quran is saying and what you understand the wisdom of it and stuff. तो 2020 द कोविड ईयर का रमज़ान था, कुछ काम नहीं था, तो आई फिनिश रीडिंग कुरान द होल 30 पारास way too early, around 19 or 20 days में. So I had 10 days, and what I did was the आखिरी का 10 दिन I read with the translated version. So जब मैं translation पढ़ा, so I could realize the difference, because in India, especially if we talk about our country, what happens is most of the people read it without a meaning. So we don't know what exactly we are reading. We just go on reading in Arabic. But when I started reading the translation, I could understand what it is saying and the wisdom of our religion, and also the stories which are there in Quran. So this was helpful, and I got so much addicted to reading translation version, is that nowadays it's like I read more of translation version and less of Quran. So because it's very much involving, जब मैं बहुत घुल मिल कर like मुझे बहुत attached feel करता हूँ जब भी कुरान पढ़ता हूँ. तो this is the benefit of it. And the third point is that it's not something religious, it's something of my addiction towards cold drinks. That cold drinks, I mean to say your Pepsi and 7-Up. I used to drink a lot. Matlab at once in my college days, it was famous that Saif drinks cold drinks more than water. This was the extent of my drinking. Like I would say a liter a day, I would say I used to drink. So and then I'm also a football player, as Asma ma'am said. So previously for a long time, my coaches and my physiotherapist and doctors, all of them told me, Saif, cold drinks mat piyo, it's not good for health. So again, it was the New Year's Eve of 2022. So just few minutes before 2022 year started, I was just sitting with my friends, and I thought as a New Year resolution, I will stop drinking cold drinks. I'll quit it from tomorrow. So, and that's what happened. I drank my last few sips of, I believe, Fanta or something. And after that, I stopped. And the next day, it was very difficult, because I remember 1st of Jan, there was a dawat at home. And there were a lot of guests at home, and they all asked me, why are you not drinking? I was like, I just don't feel like drinking. So first day was tough, and then I did it for 1 month, and then 1 month became 3 months, and then it became year, and now it's 1.5 years. I haven't even touched it. In fact, I don't even like it. So I just don't feel like drinking it anymore. So now from the 3 examples I gave in my life, what conclusion I draw from it is that for a long time, the elders of my family, they told me that don't do it, or even family or our society, elders always told me not to do it or do something. You will find you will see the benefit, and eventually I did it after listening for years. Because in the example of cold drinks, I think for 7 to 8 years people asked me not to drink it, and then finally I took the decision of not doing it. So the benefit of not drinking cold drinks was that I started feeling having my physical health improved. That led me to have a good mental health, and overall it helped me improve my happiness, like mental happiness. So now the conclusion what I draw from here is for both the people. That is, one is the one who is telling you, that is elders most likely in our society, and the one who is listening, that was me, the learning. So for the learning, I would say कि if someone elder in your family or in your society is telling you something, listen to them. You can question back to them in a respected way कि why you are saying, because don't ऐसा नहीं बोलें कि in a way that the elders feel offended कि कैसे question back कर रहा. Ask them in a way that in a respected way कि क्यों बोल रहे हैं या कुछ भी. So and listen to them what they are saying, and also do try to do what they are saying, and for a period of time. This is very important thing, because if you just do it for a day, you won't see the difference. Because I prayed namaz for 30 to 40 days, then I really started finding the difference. I left cold drinks for around a month or 2 months in the beginning phase. Then I started knowing the difference between what it was earlier and what it is now. So now there is the lesson for elders is that you can tell your younger ones to do something with having patience. Don't lose out your patience, and if don't suddenly give up that okay, once you twice you told them and you get angry that third time he is not listening or she is not listening. Give them time, hope for the best, and most likely they will do it, and they'll see the difference that what you were asking, and they will do whatever the good is. So now I'll add something here about parenting from the two scholars, what they have told in a very slight manner. So Chanakya सुना होगा, is a scholar. Chanakya said कि 0 to 5 years you just love the child, and from 5 से 15 साल तक के बच्चों को you can discipline them, discipline सिखा सकते हैं, और 15 साल के बाद you become friends with them. And from Islamic point of view, Ali Razi Allah ने कहा है, there's a quote which says 0 से 7 साल के बच्चों को you need to love them and let them enjoy. From 7 to 14 years you need to teach them, and from 7 to 21 you need to become friends with them and advise them. So here both the scholars are great in their place. तो इन दोनों से अगर इफ़ यू हैव टू ड्रॉ अ कंक्लूजन, आप एक कंक्लूजन निकाल सकते हैं कि दोनों ने सिमिलर बात कहा है कि एक 0 से 6 साल तक के बच्चे को यू कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग. इट इज़ योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू कीप योर फोन अवे और दूध का पैकेट अवे, सो दैट दे डोंट ब्रेक इट, and in turn you don't get angry at them, because you cannot, their mental health is not capable of understanding or grasping something. उसके बाद का जो फेज़ आता है, दैट इज़ व्हेन ऑल द 3 एग्जांपल्स व्हाट आई गेव, वो फेज़ में मोस्ट लाइकली मेरे साथ जो हुआ, जो कि एज ग्रुप था 6 साल से 15 साल तक का. दैट इज़ व्हेन पीपल आस्क्ड मी, दे ट्राई टू डिसिप्लिन मी, दे ट्राई टू टीच मी, आई टुक टाइम एंड आई लर्नड इट. तीसरा ग्रुप ऑफ एज जो होता है, इसमें मोस्ट लाइकली ऑल द ग्रुप द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर सिटिंग हियर टुडे, दैट इज़ द थर्ड फेज़ वेयर दैट इज़ 15 and plus, where parents need to become friends with them, friends with आप लोगों को दोस्त बनना चाहिए, दोस्त बनना है आप अपने बच्चों के साथ. And at the same time, when I say parents need to become friends with their children, I expect कि even children should also become friends with their parents, where you can come back home and ask your parents that how your day was, and talk about their day was, and talk about your and at the same time you need to focus on your career goals and discuss all the targets of your life with your parents. Because why I am saying career goals is because जिस age group में हम लोग हैं, you and I, we are all on social media, actively on social media. So this is where we end up losing a lot of time on these sites, because especially if I talk about the app called Instagram. It has been existed for last 10 years. It came in 2012 or 2013. And it's been there for last 10 years, and it will be there always. But your and my age and time will not be there. People need to know that in the world where everyone is very much fascinated by glamorous life of our friends and people who are around us, we often what we do is we end up getting distracted from our career goals, and we as a young ones, we need to think that this is not the ultimate goal of just thinking about someone else's life and distracting our own selves. So you need to focus on your goals. And if I have to ask you what focus is, so focus, people don't really understand कि क्या होता है focus. So what my conclusion or my definition of conclusion is that at any given point of time, like अभी अगर आप मेरे बात से focus नहीं कर पा रहे हो, it's just that most likely you are thinking that आधा घंटा पहले आपने juice पिया था, तो you are thinking about the past, or maybe you are thinking about your tomorrow, that is your future. So I define it in a way that if at any given point of time you don't think about your past or you don't think about your future, and you stay in your present situation mindfully, that is called as focus. So this is my definition. You can have your own definition of focus, but more or less the definition of focus will lie in this definition itself. So that's it from my side, and I hope it was something beneficial for you, and thank you organizers for giving me time.